Hello and welcome to the Meeple Mentor YouTube channel. I'm Jared and we're doing an unboxing of the latest expansion for Planet Unknown. It's called Supermoon. Came out this past year, 2024. And again, this is a 1 to 6 player game. You will need the base game to play this expansion. But the game and its expansion are designed by Lambert and Adam Rehberg. So I do not know what's in it. I've not played with the expansion. We're going to take a look together. All right. On the back, it says, "Greetings, Planeteers. We've taken damage from the recent meteor shower, but the planet is okay. Your primary objective remains unchanged. To preserve the future of humanity, we need a backup plan. Your scope now includes developing the Supermoon while at its nearest point. Compete with 1 to 6 Planeteers to build the best planet and Supermoon. One giant leap for Polyomino board games." Okay. Yep. You're going to place your tiles out on, looks like, a Supermoon. So there's going to be a lid to contain your Susan. So the original game does not have a lid to cover. That's a nice addition, especially when you like keeping it in the Lazy Susan. There's new modules designed to be independent to maximize flexibility and replayability, even more asymmetry. So new Supermoon boards, a new fractured planet, new corporation, and extended gameplay. So yeah, there's a lot here that you can add to your game. Let's take a look. I remember when the first, the original came out and people said, the tiles would kind of shift a little bit or they might fall in transit from the Lazy Susan piece. So I think this is a great addition to add into the base game just with that. But you can't just do that. We're going to have new content, right? New added stuff. So look at this. Fractured boards that kind of make up a single planet, which is really nifty. Or Supermoon, if you will. Okay. So a little bit of a rule book. Not too big here, but you've got a couple different modules. The Supermoon module. The salvage tiles. Okay. The terrain patches. So you get a set of terrain patches, like single tiles. Anytime an effect calls out a biomass patch, any patch from your terrain specific patch supply may be substituted. Okay. All right. They're not worth any medals at game end, but they count for terrain objectives. And then the fractured planet, which is this. Okay, so the fractured planet is this piece here. Give the player all 4 quadrant boards. The player should orient them. Okay. So, all right. Perimeter grid spaces still apply, but essentially it's like a fractured 4-sectioned planet. Okay. Which in a tile placement game is a little more restrictive because obviously, you're limited on where you can place pieces. But yeah, here's the aforementioned lid to go over your Lazy Susan. So it's always welcome. Here we're going to find the board for a player to play with, the fractured board. Let's see if I can figure out how it fits together. It's like there's a few things going on here. Put that there maybe, and then this. How's that? Something like this. And there you go. So you're going to have different sections here that you're not going to be able to overlap this. So it's still one planet, but it's broken up to where you have to stay in 4 different, confined areas. What is confusing is that they're double-sided, but there is a little bit of a difference here as to which side to use. So we'll figure that out later when playing what we need to do. So we've got these Supermoons. So these are things that you can build onto in addition. So you've got your standard side that everybody can play, and it's going to have an identical appearance for Supermoon gameplay. And then you have some of the unique boards. So here's some of the options here. Let's take a look at these differences. So a much smaller board. It looks like for every meteor on here that you didn't cover up is -3 points, perhaps. Okay, so you are incentivized to definitely manage some of the Supermoon problem and not ignore it completely. You have a box band, which is very useful because I imagine with all these components trying to fit in the base game, it's going to pop up just a little bit with the lid. So they anticipated that and went ahead and gave you a very nice, durable box band, rubber band. Here we've got two dual layer boards here. And I imagine this is meant to be one, but you could mix and match the sides. Maybe. I don't know. But why didn't this come as one whole piece like the other ones? That I'm not sure. I am not sure about that, guys. But here you go. Side A, side B, side A, side B. Maybe just so you can mix the top and bottoms, and so you get a little bit more variety. Just a little bit. We've got some of those patches that was mentioning, those single patch terrain types, and then some 1x2 area markers there, terrain pieces. All right. And then some meteorite tokens for having 6 meteorites. You can use that so you don't have to accidentally run out. Then we have a organization bin. How's this going to go in the main game? I don't know. So I like to consolidate, as I'm sure a lot of you do. But this is kind of a cool piece, and I'm not sure what this is for, but it does look pretty nifty. It's like a laser or a satellite type thing, where it sits here and it's going to point at something. I don't know. Maybe it's got to be built on a supermoon or built on their planet to point at the supermoon. But it's a pretty neat piece. It does look very sci-fi, very like Star Wars kind of stuff. I don't know what it does, but it is pretty cool. It looks like those are going to sit right in there. And then there are 2 small decks of cards in this expansion that we're going to take a quick look at. Looks like some new scoring or let's see if I can take this out. I imagine you can easily just shuffle these in with the existing ones. But level 4 civilizations, 3, level 2, level 1, so a couple of all of them new. So patch a corresponding uncovered grid shape. So yeah, these are much more related to the new content. So different ways to score in-game type stuff or whatnot. Gain a synergy boost when you collect 2 or more meteorites. Gain 5 medals instead of scoring your meteorites. Patch 1 or both corresponding uncovered grid shapes. Okay. So good. Good cards there to add in to the gameplay. And we've got some new events as well that will, of course, treat the new gameplay mechanisms. So you've got your green alerts, regressing trackers, gain the satellite, advance then regress the same marker. That's actually pretty helpful. Add a new green alert to the top of the event deck. That's nice. Orange alert, regress biomass or tech twice and advance the other once. Okay, add a new orange alert. And red, regress any tracker twice or destroy 2 life pods. That doesn't sound good at all. Let's see, adding a new red alert card, and then immediately draw and resolve the next event card. Okay, so you can kind of see there's a little bit more going on here with this expansion, but it looks simple enough to add into the game, but modular, so if you don't want to add every bit of the new expansion materials, you don't have to. And even if you were to shuffle all these in and something came up that was related to a module you're not using, you could probably just skip and draw a new card. So fairly easy to incorporate, which is cool for an expansion. And I always like a good modular system for an expansion system. So this looks like a really cool expansion, and I'm looking forward to trying it and adding it in with the base game and seeing how it all plays out together. But yeah, thanks for watching this unboxing of the Planet Unknown Supermoon expansion from 2024. But yeah, I've been Jared. Make sure to stick around, subscribe to all the YouTube stuff, like and comment and all that. Let me know that you are watching and that you care about my opinions on board games. It helps. It helps. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.